You started just around the corner from here in 2010. What was the initial vision for TechHub?
I always really liked the idea of creating a physical space where people could come together to work and meet each other and run events. We sort of announced that we were going to do it. I think it was at a TechCrunch event, and I went completely hoarse because people are saying, will this be open next week? How much will it cost? And VCs giving me their cards. And so that was when we realized people really wanted this.
As a result of things like Linux and the open source movement, people suddenly had the democratizing tools to create companies and platforms in their back bedroom. And all of a sudden, you don't necessarily need an office. That's been the fundamental change over the last few years.
How does it work day to day in terms of people working together but on different projects, on different companies?
There's this sense that you can ask other people. Because often when you go to events, you hear from people who made it 10 years ago. But sometimes learning from someone who's 6 months further on from you is incredibly valuable.
So there still is an ethos of sharing in the internet community.
Being an entrepreneur is incredibly, it can be incredibly lonely, can feel quite isolating. And being in a room with 100 other people who are also working on their crazy internet thing, suddenly it feels like I can do this. I can be part of something, even if I'm just working on my own. There's so much innovation, there's so much ingenuity out there that you rarely find people who are doing exactly the same thing. Most people aren't really worried about the idea of sort of stealing each other's ideas. The biggest challenges that most startups have, particularly if it's a consumer product, is marketing and getting the word out there.
And execution. It's about speed to market. And actually, most of the time, if somebody's working on a similar product to you in TechHub, they're almost certainly going to get together. And a lot of investors prefer that. They go, they prefer to smash people together and get that thing happening.
You've got other offices in the UK, so Manchester and Swansea, is
Manchester
that right?
and Swansea, yep.
And then Riga and Bucharest, and you're moving to Bangalore and Berlin.
Bangalore is happening at the moment.
Okay.
The vision was always global domination, really. Before we even launched, we had people emailing us saying, I want to do TechHub Oslo, I want to do TechHub, Mumbai. We ended up with a list of 80 different cities where there were people saying, I want to do this with you now.
But what do you think TechHub in particular did to change the community?
People, want to connect with the community via conferences. But you go to a conference, it costs you, £1,000 or some enormous amount of money. We were going to be bringing this whole idea up through the community rather than trying to impose too much of a kind of a set business model on the idea. We set up a viral campaign to get feedback on what was going on out there about what people wanted, and then that changed out what our ideas about what we should provide.
We always said that people just needed coffee, power, Wi-Fi, and each other. And they were the four things that
and
you
maybe
needed.
a loo.
And what sets TechHub apart from these others? Because there is actually a lot of competition right now.
We focus on being a community rather than a co-working space. One of the team said, we don't sell you a desk, we sell you the person you're sat next to.
We kind of wanted to manufacture serendipity. We wanted to create a community in a space where serendipity would really work in your favour. And also just created a great interface between big companies that want to reach down into this innovation ecosystem, as well as ones who want to partner with big companies as well.
we have a number of big companies that partner with us. Google is the obvious one. We help quite a number of our companies get great press and PR opportunities, because when someone comes in to interview me, we have a chat and then I'm like, come and meet these wonderful mobile companies.
What is the likelihood that another global company can come of one of these types of environments?
Most tech entrepreneurs are focusing on globalization right from the very beginning.
Particular mix of people that you get in London now is incredible. talent is amazing, and the amount of business and companies that are going, that basically going to be much bigger than Silicon Valley over the next few years, and it's not something they're particularly aware of.
Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's really exciting to have this conversation. I've learned a lot. Elizabeth Varley, Mike Victor.
Thank you.